I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making it down, but I won't lose ground. 'Cause I'm still stuck in my destiny. I'm still stuck in my destiny.
Every time it's on everything, the life you choosing, I'm cheddering. No matter the form of the weaponry, gotta keep stalking my destiny. Time's getting worse, I'm bettering. My sin is secure, ain't no tethering. I ain't gon' stop till I rest in peace and they put a hold on my great lettering. Every time, I ain't lay back unless I'm in my 300. Circle is little, cause I keep it 100. Minus my issues, I'm so hard when I'm on it. 100% ain't enough, I get 200. Every time, know what I'ma run from. I'm that one opponent, you don't want none from. Manual van where my strength get pumped from. So let's go ride to the child of God. Standing toe to toe, no hot now. The Lord is with me, you can't fight the rock. I got the sauce, you want my to hide. The destiny mine, I'ma stalk it out. The strength is after you just bought it out. Your giant carcass, I'ma walk it out. You gon' be wishing that you wouldn't have called me out. Cause every time be on that throw down. Let's get us a showdown. Come and get some, I got another go around. Big as they is, so hard they go down. Since destiny something we can't change, but quitting will stop you from great gains. And faith will make capable great things. I done decided to break pain. Lives around and call me on my A game. So speed like the A train. The path that I'm stalking on, I gotta maintain. All by myself, I don't gang bang. When you wanna get in my crown, then I'm down every time, not just now and then. Yeah, I heard you got your thousands, but me, yo, I got my 10,000s. God gave me dreams doing that I would chest it.
I'm steady chasing, I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making it down, but I won't lose ground. 'Cause I'm still stuck in my destiny. I'm still stuck in my destiny.
What up, what up, what up? Good afternoon, BFam1096.com. How are y'all doing? YouTube, family, Facebook, wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome to Tea Time with Tarah, live and on air. I am your host, Tarah M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. Here we discuss business and Bible basics. We believe you have a voice and it needs to be heard. I would love for you guys to not only like this video wherever you're tuning in from, but also head over to my YouTube channel at Stalk Your Destiny and click the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I go live or post a video, a short, or anything like that. Check out some of my episodes from seasons 1, 2, and 3 of the Tea Time with Tarah show, where I interview guests and ask them what they need on their journey to stalking their destiny. Again, that's my YouTube channel at Stalk Your Destiny. Head over there, hit the subscribe button. Thanks for tuning in today for Tea Time with Tarah, live and on air. We're here every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central, y'all. Again, I am the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. And let's get right into it. How are y'all doing? How was your weekend? I'm tired and I feel like I didn't have a stressful weekend at all. It was more like relaxing. Had a relaxing weekend, but I am tired today. So let me know in the chat, in the comments, how are you doing? How was your weekend? And some of you may know I'm kind of repetitive with that. I really just want to know, how are you doing, really? Because we don't check in with each other enough. We don't check in and really sit there enough with one another. And so let me know how you're doing in real life. Don't let me know the okie doke, the passerby response. Let me know, how are you doing? How was your weekend? How was life for you, right now? Really do a check-in. Okay. But let me know, yes, where are you tuning in from? Because I love all of my listeners around the world. Hey, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming back every week. I know I wasn't here last week with you guys live. Last week, it feels like it's been a long time for me. I don't know. I guess I miss y'all. I miss y'all. But I am tired today. Okay. So we're going to go right into our affirmations for the week, which is sponsored by Tea Time Enterprises. The world needs all you have to offer. And our affirmations are along the lines of I am, I have, I will, and then declaring what kind of day you're going to have. I'm going to share some affirmations with you guys, but think about it for yourself. What are some affirmations for you today that can carry you through the day or through this week? Your I am, I have, I will, and then declaring what kind of day you hope to have. Always look forward to what you hope the end result will be. Okay. And so here I wrote, I am valuable. I am valuable, because some people think that, or we lose sight of, sometimes we lose sight of who we are and the fact that we are valuable, because life may not be going in the direction that we hope it to go, or the season that we're in may be a tough season. And sometimes you lose sight of who you really are. And so my I am today is I am valuable. And I hope you know that you are valuable too. Not necessarily because of what you do, but hopefully because of who you are, the type of person that you are. And if not, then get your shit together, become a better person. Get you some value about yourself. I have I have today is I have opportunity knocking at my door. And so what I'm doing there is just speaking those things that be not as though they were. And I mean, and I'm supposed to say that it's not knocking at my door. I have opportunity knocking at my door. I have people seeking me out. I have opportunities coming after me, right? Coming after me. Just like that. I think I spoke about reckless love the last time I was live. But just like his love is coming after me, is seeking me out. And so I have opportunity knocking at my door. Okay. The I will is I will connect, collaborate, and champion great partnership. Okay. And so that's something that's interesting, y'all. Be willing to make authentic connections with people, be open to authentic connections. In this world, we can't, it's a song or a phrase that says no man is an island. It's a song. I know it's a song. No man is an island, no man stands alone, right? And I always say, or often say, many members in one body. And so I will connect, be open to connecting with others. Now, collaborating, I will collaborate. That's just being open to doing something new, right? That's being open to bringing ideas together and going forward in that. And sometimes, like we think it has to always be our way. And what if it could be both? What if you need help and you need support, you need to collaborate with someone because you can't do everything and they do what you need really great. So I will connect, I will collaborate, and really this is all networking. I will connect, I will collaborate, and I will champion great partnership. And so champion great partnership has to do with knowing your value, knowing your value, seeing that opportunity and taking advantage of that opportunity in a positive manner, being willing to connect, being willing to collaborate, and being open to feeding that connection or relationship or whatever it is, whatever type of ship it is, whether it's a new friendship, whether it's a business partnership, whether it's simply a collaboration for personal or business matters. Championing great partnership includes, being who you say you are, being of integrity, walking in integrity, and putting in work to, to steward that, which I'll talk about later in the show. But it's just saying I will champion great partnership, meaning I will show up and be present in this connection. Okay. The declaration for my day today is today will be a pleasant and positive day. Okay. Today will be a pleasant and positive day. And right now today is it's very peaceful. I just want to go back to sleep. I do. But I hope that today for you is a pleasant and positive day. And if not, then I hope that it starts right now. I hope it starts with this show today, right now. Let me know what your affirmations are for your own life. Your I am, I have, I will, and what kind of day or week are you declaring that you're going to have? I do hope you're waking up every morning and with an expectation that something good is going to happen to you. I hope you're waking up every morning with a grateful heart. No matter the circumstances, sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes when you have a tough time in reality to deal with a walkthrough. However, I hope that you seek out the good and believe that there is good for you ahead in each day. And I hope that you expect that as well. Okay. So we're gonna go right into our food for thought quote for today, which is from a song by the Migos. The Migos. Yeah, it's called the Migos, clearly, because I don't really listen to them much anymore. But um the quote was walk a mile in my shoes. And I don't even know if they said it like this, so I'm not quoting verbatim. But our food for thought quote, I'm sorry, and it's brought to you by Stalk Your Destiny. Um, Everything you want to become, you already are. Okay. And the quote says, walk a mile in my shoes, something you can't do. Okay. And that's our quote for today because there's so much comparison going on with people. There's so much comparison in reference to celebrities and how they live their lives, relationships, especially involving social media or tabloid news or just even your friends and family members. There's so much comparison going on with how people are living their lives. And the truth of the matter is that you, as you are, could not walk the path that these people have walked, and they could not walk the path that you have to walk for your life. We all have our own journeys. We all have our own destiny to reach. We all have our own lessons to learn, and we also have our own habits and things to break, right? And so be mindful that when you're looking at somebody else's life, okay, through your own eyes, be mindful that you are also understanding of the fact that all that glitters ain't gold. All that glitters ain't gold. And they say more money, more problems. Um, with more money, more problems, it's a lot of layers to that. Some of the layers to it include the fact that when you gaining more money, you have more responsibilities. And not just more responsibilities because you're spending more money, but more responsibilities because in order to maintain those funds or in order to keep as much as possible, you need to be knowledgeable, of how to keep your money, how to invest your money, how to avoid paying taxes and things like that, right? So just in that manner, of finances, stop counting people's pockets. Okay. Start learning from people. You couldn't walk a mile in their shoes, and even when people say, well, I'm gonna walk you through everything I did, sometimes that may not work for you. Cookie cutter guidance may not be what you need, but people who are willing to guide you in a manner that is best for you to shave off the bad habits you need to shave off, for you to be released from and remove yourself from people, places, and things that no longer serve you, for you to embody fully who you are and walk in that. That's your journey. That's nobody else's journey. Okay. And so no one can do what you do the way you do it. So be mindful of that. Walking a mile in my shoes, if people see the show or hear the show and they're like, "Oh, I want to do what you do." No, you don't. Because you definitely don't want to go through what I went through just to get to this point. And I can understand that too. We see so many people on the stage and with a microphone, and cameras and lights and all that jazz is there, and even those people say, you don't know the hell that I was going through in the background. I saw a reel this morning and it actually brought me to tears. A basketball player, I don't even know his name or anything. I think he's a basketball player. Um, he was talking about some of the challenges that he faced right before he had to go get on a plane to play, to go do his job. Okay. And so many people see the glitz and glam of things, of the stage, of, the entertainment, the performance that has to be done. And they don't care about the background that you have to walk through. They don't care about the pins and needles that you're on, literally just to get where you are. Okay. So, number one, be grateful for who the hell you are. Be grateful that nobody's like you and you're not like anybody else. Okay. Remember that you have your own identity and that's not to be meshed with somebody else's. That's not for you to mimic who someone else is. Be inspired, yes. Be motivated, absolutely. But figure out how to be you fully, and embody that. You can learn from different things. That's cool. But You could not walk a mile in my shoes, and I can't walk a mile in yours. So let's be mindful that as we go through our lives, that we are understanding more and more about who we are, where we're going with things, and our path and our journey. So just do the best to show up as you. Do your best to show up, to just be present in your own path and not compare yourself to anybody else's. Be inspired and motivated, but don't try to become something or someone that you are not. And don't deny or despise the small beginnings. Also, don't marvel at the stage when you have no idea what's happening on the ground. Okay. That was our food for thought quote for today. Walk a mile in my shoes, something you can't do. Okay. So we're going to go right into our devotional from Romans 12:2. Let's see what this says. Romans 12:2 says, do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. I'm going to read that again, okay? Because it's loaded. So I'm going to read it again. Do not conform any longer to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. So the one thing that came up with me just reading that for the second time is I don't follow trends. I can't stand I cannot stand trends. And I know we live in a social media world and everybody's doing whatever is trending. But if you're doing whatever is trending, you're a follower, not a leader. That doesn't mean that you don't lead in your industry. That doesn't mean, whatever. What I'm saying is that doing what's being done just because that's the thing, that's happening, you're conforming to the world. Okay. And for whatever your reasons are, you're conforming to the world. I'm not saying don't do trends, don't get on board with it, but make up in your own mind that that's what you want to do for yourself. Make up in your own mind that that goes along with who you are, or whatever it is you're doing or trying to gain, right? Make your own decision. Even with this show, like, don't conform to the pattern of the world. This is a radio show, y'all. This is internet radio. And so many people have put radio, internet radio, podcast, talk shows, they've put everything media into one thing, like, oh, you got a little podcast. No, I do have a podcast, but you don't listen to it. It's on Spotify. It's audio only. The thing about it is that none of this was about conforming to what the world was doing. Podcast is the thing. Podcast is what we're blowing up. Now we think that anybody with a microphone and a camera is doing a podcast, and that may not be their aim. That may not be their goal. They may, so I'm not conforming to the pattern of the world by being visual to you all to see internet radio. This is internet radio. I would rather you listen in, YouTube would rather you watch. Okay. And so, yes, please subscribe on YouTube. Okay. Stalk Your Destiny. Please subscribe on YouTube, because that's how you support the show with me, by subscribing to my YouTube channel. However, do not conform to the pattern of this world. There's so much going on right now in the world. So many changes. So many. Even right now, you can look at, if you can see me, you would see that so many women wear hair that's not theirs, eyelashes that's not theirs, nails that's not theirs, caked up faces with full of makeup. And the makeup can be beautiful and it cannot be beautiful also. However, if you all can see my appearance, you would see that it's my hair. You probably can't see any eyelashes because they're so small, and do I get dressed up and all that sometimes? Absolutely. I'm a girl. I like doing girly things. Okay. But I refuse to conform to the pattern of this world. And so it says, be renewed. Be transformed. I'm sorry. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. How do we renew our minds? Okay. How do we renew our minds? And here I said, be willing to see through a different lens, right? And so being willing to see through a different lens is how you renew your mind. That's a part of it. Most of that comes from reading books, having conversations with people about things you may not even care about, because sometimes just hearing about what other people do expands your mind. Okay. This is also how we connect and build great partnerships as well. Learning about other people and what they're doing in terms of their career or their interests, right? Taking interest in those things and sitting at the foot of understanding with people is how you can renew your mind, but also renewing your mind through the reading of the word, renewing your mind through reading of books, of life experiences of others, right? Just learning more, growing. That is how you begin your transformation, is through mental expansion. Okay. And so by ingesting some information that you did not have otherwise, okay, that is how you begin transformation, and sitting with that information, processing that information, and then figuring out, where does this go in my life? Where can I place this, or where can I use this? You know, um, and go forward in that. The other scripture that I wanted to share with you guys was Proverbs 3, 5, and 7, which is along the same lines um of what I was just saying about getting understanding and sitting at the foot of understanding. Proverbs 3, 5 through 7 says this. It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. So sometimes we think we know it all, okay? And when you're trying to be transformed, and you got to let the potter be the potter, okay? I said this morning about the story of Joseph. I was mentioning that Joseph went from, we know Joseph went from the pit to the palace, right? From the pit to the prison to the palace. And the thing about it was that although he may have been favored in all the places that he went to, it didn't happen because of him. It didn't happen just because like he made it happen. And so sometimes we really do have to see through a different lens, because Joseph was in prison, and if you're in a prison in your own life, I want to say this in a way that it reaches you and sits with you. Okay. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, no matter what your prison is. If you identify your prison in your own life, whether you feel confined at work, whether you feel trapped in a relationship, whether you feel like you just don't know what to do in a financial matter, whether you feel like you have a friend that needs to be removed, whatever it is that you're dealing with or processing, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. So sometimes you just got to sit you to the side and look at it for what it is. What is happening here? What is this? Do I desire this in my life? Am I, So evaluate your situation, but lean not to your own understanding. Be open, right? In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight, right? And so even with that, we just got to say, God, what are you doing here? I've shared with you all how I kicked and screamed in my transitions. Like, I'm trusting God. I'm doing what he says. And I feel like I'm looking like a fool. I feel like I'm looking stupid, when in reality, I'm literally walking through Bible chapters. I'm literally walking through in real life Bible stories in my own real life journey. I'm walking through those journeys. And so if I'm trusting God in all my ways and acknowledging him, and he's making my path straight, right? He's the one that makes the moves. He's moving me. He's the potter. Okay. Let God be God in your life. And it says, do not be wise in your own eyes. Yes, we have intelligence. We have wisdom. Yes, we do. Okay. But do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. That just means that we always have room to grow. Okay. Be open to the fact that you don't know every fucking thing. And I'm dead serious on it. Like, be open, y'all, because sometimes I'm a person who's very sure. When I say something, I mean what I say. Okay? I'm very careful about how I speak, careful about who I speak to, and when I say I'm sure about it, I mean it. I mean I'm sure, right? But if I'm not, you better shut up and listen to you better listen to somebody that's not you. Okay? You better tune into God and say, did this person, do I need to consider this? Do I need to consider this? Take everything, you say take everything back to God. Take it back. Okay? Ask the Lord, is this for me? Do I need to shut up sometimes? I don't want to be wise in my own eyes, Lord. I want to glorify you. Am I doing what's wise in your eyes? Okay? And so do not be wise in your own eyes. And I don't think I meant for that to be harsh, but if it was and if it stung you a little bit, do something about it. Do something about it. Like, really examine yourself and see, why did that bother me? Or in what ways am I being wise in my own eyes that maybe, just maybe, I might need to have a little more faith. I might need to trust God a little more here. Okay? Think about those things, because if it stung you or resonated with you, then perhaps you're doing it in your own strength. And you got to have more trust in the Lord. Okay? Because again, Joseph did not, with the story of Joseph was that Joseph didn't get himself out of jail. He did not get himself out. He was even forgotten. Okay? Even the person that said he was going to help forgot. Okay? And so, but it was suddenly, there was no stair steps, it was no 1, 2, 3 steps of what you need to do to get yourself out of here. No, God did it. Sometimes we have to remain until God opens that door and says, son or daughter, it's your time now. Okay? So sit with those things. I said a whole lot. Okay, right there. I've said a whole lot. You could end the show now if you wanted to, right? Sit in that. Sit in the places that you are sometimes and just say, God, I surrender to you. God, if this is where you have me to be, then show me how to be grateful in this place. If this is where you have me to be right now, oh God, like, show me how to be beneficial to those around me. Show me how to be grateful in this. This is where it is, not leaning to your own understanding. This is not being wise in your own eyes. Well, I know why I'm here. I know what I'm doing. I know. Okay. That's good. Who are you trying to convince? Me or you? Me or you? Who are you trying to convince? So, it's important, y'all, that we stay in this word. It's important that we stay in this word. This is a tool. It is a guide. It is a help. So be mindful of that. Or, just show up on Mondays at 1:00 and get you, 15 minutes of Bible time with Tarah. Okay. So I'm gonna move on from there. Y'all, if you haven't checked out my website, please check out www.stalkyourdestiny.com. On that site, you can see articles and podcasts and interviews and things that I've done, some of them over the years. You can click on those links on the home page. You can also see my live and on air page, where you can scroll to the bottom of that page to become a sponsor of the show. We love sponsors here. I would love to tell the world about your company, your product, your service, or just shout you out. If that's the case, sponsorships are as low as $50 a month. And they can be as much as you like to stretch over time as well. But the information is on the website. And if you have not, like I said, head over to my YouTube channel. Then on the website, stalkyourdestiny.com, you will also see the Tea Time with Tarah show on there. And you can just check out some old episodes of people that I've interviewed, hear their testimonies, y'all. Check out those people's testimonies. See what they had to say on their journeys, because life is continuing to go forward with these people, just like all of us. Something's new every day. But from what they've shared with me, get you some power, some encouragement, and some motivation in your life by checking that out. Now, if you do want to be a sponsor, do head over to the website, click the tab for Live and On Air, scroll down, and then click on the button to become a sponsor. If you want to reach out to me about sponsorship opportunity and you want to have a conversation, just send me an email from the website. You can do that directly from the website as well. And that is, again, stalkyourdestiny.com. Okay. And if you say, well, Tara, I don't really want to be a sponsor, but I love the show and I just would love to donate to keeping this going, keeping this on air, then you can make a donation as well. Just click the donate tab on the website at stalkyourdestiny.com. Now, also on the website, which I was totally about to forget to tell you, are my books. For those of you that's been with me for a while, you know that I have shared my devotion time with you all from my Earthly Branches, a 12-book devotional series. All 12 of those books are completed and published. You can check out 10 of them on my website at stalkyourdestiny.com. You just click, I think either shop or books and planners or something like that. So those are up there. If you need a 30-day journal for inspiration and affirmations, you can check out the Tea Time Daily Journal there. You can check out my novel, This Love, His Love, where it's about finding love is never easy, especially God's love. You can also just check out my other books, leadership books, ABCs to Stalk Your Destiny, which is the basis for everything that I do in my entire company, and the ABCs to Stalk Your Financial Destiny. Those are interactive books that you can use to grow in your personal and business lives. Okay. And they are for children as young as 11 years old, all the way up to adults as old as whatever. Okay. Those books are applicable for your transformation in your life. Okay. So be sure to head over to my website, stalkyourdestiny.com. And that's like stalk, like stalker, STALK. And check it out and tell somebody about it as well. Okay. Share it with somebody. So I'm going to go right into our business topic of the week, which is brought to you by Zeal Sweet Flavored Tea Made with Love. Our business topic of the week today is the tables have turned. It's your time. The tables have turned. It's your time. I know people have been saying, like, get ready, get ready. It's happening suddenly. And I don't know if this is the prophetic message or not. If it is, praise the Lord, for your tables turning. But I know that people have been delivering different prophecies and things saying it's time, and all of that. But this is what God gave me to give to you all today. And it is that the tables have turned. It's your time. I don't know what that looks like for you. I don't know what that feels like for you, but it is your time. And so knowing that the tables have turned, this is something that I've prayed for myself, right? Because y'all, this is Tea Time with Tarah. So I have prayed for the tables to turn in my life. I pray for the tables to turn in other people's lives too, because I'm like, Lord, they ain't up to no good. Turn the tables. Turn those tables, and of course, God's going to do what God's going to do, not what Tarah wants to be done. But the tables have turned. Sometimes that can just mean that the opportunities came back around. Sometimes it means try again, right? Try again. And I don't even know why I'm sharing this, because it's not on my notes. Okay. This is not on my notes. But even last week I felt that strongly in my spirit. Try it again. Okay. Go after it again. I've heard so many different testimonies where people have encouraged me, and it's been encouraging, and not directly, but indirectly, what they've shared encouraged me. That, like Tyra Banks doing Top Model got like 300 no's, I believe it was 300 no's. Who is waiting around for 300 no's just to get one yes? Well, guess what? We wouldn't have had America's Next Top Model if she stopped. Okay. And I've heard multiple testimonies of that, of trying for years and years and years and years. And that's the whole thing about Stalk Your Destiny as well, is that stalkers don't quit. They are relentless in pursuit. That means that you have to give it a go until it comes around to you. That means that you're going to keep going after the things God said is yours. Keep believing for the things that God said is yours, because it won't always be this way. The songs start playing in my head. It won't always be like this. He will perfect that concerning me. And sooner or later, it'll turn in my favor. It's turning around for me. Okay? That's Vashawn Mitchell song, Turning Around. Okay? It's turning around for me. Okay? And so sooner or later, that's what takes place. So God's saying the tables have turned. It's your time. I don't know what that looks like for y'all. I don't know what that looks like for me. Shoot, like I'm like, yes, bless me indeed, please. There's a all these songs in my head now. Maverick City has a song called Bless Me with Kirk Franklin. Okay. And I'm gonna try to remember. It says, bless me, bless me, bless me, God indeed. I don't remember the rest, but look it up. Maverick City with Kirk Franklin, Bless Me, right? Whoever that's for, if that landed for you, then write it down. Look the song up, okay? And so even in the song too, they're saying like not just bless me, but bless the people around me too, God. Right? So the tables have turned. It's your time, right? And so here I wrote that it's time for reflection. There's time for reflection now too, because if the tables have turned and it's your time now, then that means that also you can't be who you were in the past today for tomorrow's purpose, right? You can't be who you were in the past today for tomorrow's purpose. You've got to be willing to turn with the tables, right? The tables have turned. Have you transformed your mind? The tables have turned. Are you ready to walk a mile in your own shoes? This journey that's ahead, are you ready? Or are you prepared for it? So this time for reflection is like, God, what in me needs to be removed for me to take advantage of this? What in me needs to be more bold? And that's the thing too, like we stop being timid about who you are. And I'm saying that to me too. Stop being timid about who God called you to be. All them gifts you have, yes, you have them. Use them. Stop being shy about it. God did not give you these gifts and these blessings to sit on it. The tables are not turning for you to go hide away. The tables are not turning for you to hoard what God is about to bless you with. Okay? When I say it's your time, do reflection, inner work. Inner work. Okay? Check your heart. And if you need God to do a surgery on your heart, ask God to do that. Ask God to change your heart. Okay? So that you can be more like the woman or man that he called you to be, the person that he called you to be, right? Reflect on that. I wrote here how you move, think, act, and entertain. So yeah, I did all that stuff yesterday. Yup. I was outside, blah, 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 whatever, right? Whatever you did, how you were moving. Let it be okay that sometimes what I did last week, I just don't want to do it no more. Let it be okay that I sat in that toxicity for a long time and I don't want to be toxic anymore. Yeah, I acted an ass a month ago. I don't want to act the ass anymore. Yes, I entertained foolishness. I entertained bullcrap. I entertained people with masks on. I entertained people with issues, okay? I don't want to do that anymore. Learn to, when you reflect, y'all, this is about reflection, right? When you think on those things, learn to take the time to make the changes and adjustments you need to make for you. It is nobody else's fault that they are who they are and you chose to be okay with that. It's no one's fault that you acted the way you act, moved the way you moved, entertained what you entertained, or thought the way you thought. But if you decide today that you want to do it differently, if you decide today that you don't want to do that anymore, you want to be different tomorrow, you want to be better, this is where you take the time for reflection. This is where you take the time and say, God, change me. And that's another song too. It's called Change Me by Tamala Man. Okay. So hopefully these songs will help. This is music ministry, y'all. Okay. Music ministry is the music, it's the songs. Okay. Change Me by Tamala Man. Okay. But and also there's a really old song called Make Me Over by Tone. Um as well. And he's saying the same thing. He's saying, I don't want to be who I was yesterday. Lord, make me over. Make me over. And so with these tables turning, guess what? You got to be made new. Some of us are not in the place God wants us to be because we're not willing to break away from the things we need to break away from. And you could not be willing because it's not a bad thing. Everything that God wants us to remove ourselves from doesn't have to be bad. It just means that that season may have ended, may have halted. Okay. It may just need to be put on pause, right? If you're going to walk into, right? In order to walk into, you got to abandon something, someone. Okay. Something's going to be abandoned. But what is it going to take for you to fully embody who God called you to be? What is it going to take for you to say, I just want to go to this next level? Like, I've been praying for the tables to turn. It's my time now. Why would you sacrifice that for anybody else? Why would you forfeit your time and your turn so that somebody else can sit their ass around you and be happy or pretend to be happy because now you're stuck? Think about that. Let it land where it lands. If it resonates with you, it's for you. Okay. And it's personal. Your journey moving forward is personal. You've got to make the decisions to allow that when these tables turn and it's your time, that you can walk into it. And this ain't the direction I thought this was going when I saw my notes. Like, God didn't give me the whole message. He don't give me the messages before I deliver the message. Okay. So I didn't think this was going in this direction. But this thing is like somebody has people holding on to them. And I even felt this way. I felt like I had people's hands over me creating a cage because they all want me to stay stuck. They all want me to stay stagnant. They all want me to remain the same, remain accessible, remain open to them, remain tolerant of their bullshit, remain in their toxicity, right? Remain in their nothingness. Okay. And this is not bad people. These are not bad people. Okay. It's just that I can't stay. It's just that I'm going after my destiny. I'm going after my purpose, and that requires me to grow as an individual. The tables have turned. It's your time, right? Don't let somebody hold you hostage to what they want you to be and where they want you to be when God is saying higher. When God is saying do better, be better, do more. Just shift, pivot a little bit, right? Don't be afraid to reflect, self-reflect on what do I need to do? What work do you need to do in me, oh God? Right? How do I need to move? How do I need to think? How do I need to act? Who and what do I need to entertain? Try something new. Try something new. Okay? Go do something for you. Do y'all know I forgot that I used to do things by myself because I got so used to calling everybody, and because I love my people. I love my people. I love spending time with my people. And so I will say, hey, are you doing this today? Are we going there? When am I going to see you again? All of that. And I had to get out of the house just for me. And remember that Terry used to do this all the time. You used to just go all the time. Please remember that you matter too. I don't know who this is for, but please remember that you matter too, that what you want to do matters too. I'm not placating to anybody else or sitting down on my own life. Don't take a seat in your life and your journey because somebody else feels entitled to being a part of it. Because somebody else feels like you should have called them, or you could have reached out to them, or or included them. Sometimes it's okay to do something for yourself, especially when you spend your time showing others your love for them, sharing with others your love for them. Don't forget about you. Okay. And so take that time for reflection. Here I also wrote, shut down, but wake up and get up. Okay. Now, if you know anything about me, you've been listening in on this show, then you know that I take mental health shutdowns. I do. And sometimes they're a week long, sometimes they're a month long. Okay. And at one point it felt like I had a whole year of a shutdown because I was just transitioning, which I was still live on air, but I was transitioning. I was kicking and screaming in my season of life. I was down and I was down and I felt down and out, actually. Okay. I don't know. It's dust flying around me. Ugh. Um, and so I was down and out, you know, and in that time, I was shut down, right? And so sometimes in some seasons of your life, and this is why I say, like, walk a mile in my shoes, something you can't do. Who's going to be depressed and shut down and still producing what God has them to produce? Still writing books, still taking phone calls, still encouraging people, still getting up online to encourage and motivate others, still doing that work, hurt, depressed, sad, broken, confused, all of those things, right? Shut down when you need to shut down. Nobody else can walk this thing out for you. So make that a priority. Making sure that you are cared for and tended to is, it may come out like, oh, that's selfish. So fucking what? If it is selfish, you're not gonna make sure I'm okay. You're gonna make sure I show up for you though. You're gonna make sure I give to you. You're gonna make sure that I encourage you with a word. But when I need a moment, I need to give me that same energy that I give to you. I need to be able to shut down. You need to be able to shut down. Okay. But here's the thing. Don't stay down. Take a minute, take a moment, take a break, take a pause, right? Take a breather. But wake up and get up. Because sitting in woe is me is not helpful to you or anyone around you. Take the time to do what needs to be done for you to be better. This is about the tables turning and it's your time. So if you need to know when to shut down, even though it could be your time. You don't want to burn out. You don't want to overexert yourself. You want this to be a steady, perennial flow, right? Constant. That's what you desire, right? That means that this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Okay? And so shut down, but wake up and get up, right? And when you wake up and get up, like I went to Canada for the first time. I told you guys that it's my first trip out the country. And upon leaving, I was telling my best friend, I was telling her, we're not going to come back the same way that we left, right? We're not returning the way that we left. And the thing about it was like with the whole wake up and get up and the tables turning and all of that, you got to be open to the changes that you can see and feel happening. You got to be open to waking up and rising to your own occasion, right? If I'm saying, oh, we're not going to return the way we left, we did it. We didn't return the way that we left. We went and experienced something we had never experienced before and came back marveling at God in a way that we hadn't before. Okay. And even with that, seeing his beauty and submitting, to that, still you come back inspired, motivated, and then you do something about it. Okay. So take your shutdown. Like Canada felt like a shutdown. It felt like a shut in. We went from the first day of spring in the States to winter in another country. Literally switched seasons and then came back to the spring again. Okay. So we're talking about time traveling through your own life. Okay. Wake up and get up. Don't stay down. Okay. And I said I was down for like a year, but I got up and did something still. I pushed through it. And I'm not saying either, when I say I pushed through, I don't mean forcibly. I don't mean anybody, was like, you need to get up and do X, Y, Z. I mean that I had to have the courage to try to take one step, at least one step every day. I had to have the courage to keep my eyes on where God said I was going. right? This is where vision comes in. And if you don't have vision from the Lord or direction on where your life is going, read Habakkuk 2, verse 2 and verse 3. Habakkuk 2, verse 2 and verse 3. Okay. And everybody harps on the write the vision and make it plain, I think. But even before that, just Habakkuk 2, I'm gonna say, he said that I gave my complaint to the Lord, right? And then I sat and waited to see what he would say. So if you feel like I don't have it, I don't have the vision, I don't really hear from God, I'm not really, then sit down. Sit down intentionally. Shut down. Ask God to speak. And just listen. Listen, Linda. Listen. Okay? Listen. But also, he said, I stood or sat at my post and I watched to see what God would say. That means that when you get that download, write it down. When God's taking your mind to other things like, business ideas are coming in, these downloads, right? Write it down. When he's showing you something, write it down. Like God can show you in visions, in dreams, and even in speaking, right? So the response that you get, shut down, y'all, but wake up and get up and do something about it. Okay. And then I wrote here, how you handle this matters. Steward it well. Like I said, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, right? That means you have to take care of you. That means you have to be transformed because you may not have ever done this before. The tables have turned, it's your time. That means you're up to bat. What you gonna do? Are you even gonna swing? Are you gonna swing? Are you gonna hit the ball? Are you gonna make it a foul? Like you just gonna play yourself? Are you just gonna, get walked to the next thing? Or are you gonna knock it out the park? Clearly, I don't talk about sports because I'm not that good at it. I'm not that good at understanding sports. But how you play, how you show up in your own life during this time, how you steward this win that's coming, right? The tables have turned. It's your time. The tables have turned. It's your time. And I want to say this because this just came in my mind too. The tables could be turning in a negative way. And I want you to understand that it's still your time because that could be the character building thing for you. If the tables are turning in a negative way in your life, still how you steward that situation matters. How we steward the good and bad in our lives that we experience matters. Because again, I'll bring up the life of Joseph. Joseph was favored in the prison. Joseph was favored in Potiphar's house. Joseph was favored in Egypt, right? Joseph was favored. He stewarded this place that he was in well, even though it was not a good place. Not to us. We would never choose that life, right? Walk a mile in my shoes, something you can't do. We would never choose that life. We would never choose that route. But if God put you there and brought you to it, I'm a witness that he will bring you through it. Okay? I am a witness that if God brought you to it, he will bring you through it. And it may not look the best. Your tables turning could mean like my life. God said, daughter, you have a year. Give away everything. Pack up. You're leaving. You're moving state. Leave your kids behind. You're leaving. Take a carload of stuff. That's it. Give up everything. Go to a place I will show you, like Abraham. Do y'all think like that's not what we don't choose that life? That's not a choice. You don't just choose it. You say yes or no to God. I said yes. So the table's turning and it being your time doesn't mean that it's gonna be glitz and glamour and oh, you about to get this win and you just about to get all this money. It's about to be the bomb.com. No. Sometimes the tables turn and it looks like, what in the hell? Why am I here? What is this? Right? Don't forget about Joseph. Don't forget about Abraham. Don't forget about Isaac. Don't forget about Job. Don't forget about Ruth. Everybody want a Ruth and Boaz moment, but forget the fact that she was a widow. Her husband died. We don't want to think about that, though. Her husband died and she left that town. We don't want to think about the pain that she had to walk through. We want to think about the Ruth and Boaz. Oh my God, where's my man? No, we can't walk a mile in her shoes. We can't walk a mile in her shoes. So the tables have turned. It is your time. Do not despise this time, because the good is going to come with responsibility. The blessings are going to come with responsibilities, right? And even the instruction, which may seem negative, is going to come with a responsibility. We are accountable to our yes to God. We are accountable to our yes to our destiny and our purpose. Okay? So steward that well, y'all. I cannot stress enough to treat people the way you want to be treated. I cannot stress enough who God is. Okay? And lean not to your own understanding, right? That was the scripture. Proverbs 3:5-7. Lean not to your own understanding. Be renewed or transformed by the renewing of your mind. Learn from somebody else's journey. Don't mimic it. Don't desire what they have. Desire everything that God has for you. Desire to be everything that God designed you to be. And understand that you can still love people and leave them, because every season is not meant for every person. And sometimes you're the one that's changing to become what God showed you were going to be. Learn to let some things go. Learn to fix some things in yourself. Sit with God and say, Lord, help me be a better me. Transform me. Make me better. And not better than, but make me better overall from the inside out. Okay? Our affirmations for today were: I am valuable. Be valuable. I have opportunity knocking at my door. Steward that well. Okay? I will connect, collaborate, and champion great partnership, any ship, friendship, relationship, family, okay? Business, work, whatever ship it is. Show up and make a decision to show up well, okay? And authentic. And be human, y'all. Don't forget that we are human. We have highs and we have lows. We have good days, we have bad days, okay? And everything's not going to be all good all the time. So remember that the tables have turned. It's your time. And this has been Tea Time with Tarah, live and on air. I am your host, Tarah M. Williams, the voice of faith, hope, love, and leadership. Y'all don't forget to head over to my YouTube channel at Stalk Your Destiny. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I go live, post a video, or create a short. Okay? And remember here that this is Business and Bible Basics, and you have a voice and it needs to be heard. We're here every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Central Time. I hope that this landed with you. If not, share it with somebody anyway. Share it with someone else anyway that you think it may help or encourage. And y'all have a blessed, beautiful day and week. I'll be back next Monday. Bye.
I'm steady chasing, I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna win. I'm making that down, but I won't lose ground. 'Cause I'm still stuck in my destiny.
I'm still stuck in my destiny. Every time it's on everything, alive, you cheesing, I'm cheddaring. No matter the form of the weaponry, gotta keep stalking my destiny. Time's getting worse, I'm bettering. My sin is secure, ain't no tethering. I ain't gonna stop till I rest in peace and they put some hold on my great lettering. Every time, I ain't lay back unless I'm in my 300. money circle is little, cause I keep it 100. Minus my issues, I'm so hard when I'm on it. 100% ain't enough, I get 200 every time. Know what I'ma run from, I'm that one opponent. You don't want none from manual van where my strength get pumped from. So let's go ride to a child of God, standing toe to toe, no hot now. The Lord is with me, you can't fight the rock, I got the sauce, you want out of high. The destiny mine, I'ma stalk it out. The strength is having, you just bought it out. Your giant carcass, I'ma walk it out. You gon' be wishing that you wouldn't have called me out. Cause every time be on that throw down, let's get us a showdown. Come and get some, I got another go around bigger than it is so hard they go down. Since destiny something we can't change, but quitting will stop you from great gains, and faith will make capable great things. I done decided to break pain. Mess around and call me on my A game, so speed like the A train. The thing that I'm stalking on, I gotta maintain. I'm by myself, I don't gang bang. When you wanna get in my crown, then I'm down every time, not just now and then. Yeah, I heard you got your thousands, but me, yo, I got my 10,000s. God gave me dreams doing that I would chest it.
I'm steady chasing, I'm staying focused on what I'm gonna be. I'm making it up, but I won't lose hope. 'Cause I'm still stuck in my destiny. I'm still stuck in my destiny.